I did a video about how Africa got cheated out of the recent United Nations Security Council meeting that was organized by Sierra Leone, and I got attacked for it. Let me just give you a recap of what happened. Sierra Leone is currently the president of the United Nations Security Council, and it will be there for the next 2 years. And Sierra Leone is very important at this moment in world politics because every country, be it the West or the East, would need Sierra Leone's support. The president of Sierra Leone, having gotten this position, realized that no, I need to call for an emergency meeting to put forward Africa case. We don't want any more talk. All we need is for Africa to have that permanent representation in the United Nations Security Council, so that whatever Africa does cannot be vetoed, because any plan Africa took forward to the United Nations has always been vetoed. The United Nations General Assembly doesn't do anything. Anything they do there would be vetoed by people in the Security Council. The Security Council is the most powerful body of the United Nations General Assembly. The United Nations General Assembly is nothing. They can't take any decision. So Sierra Leone used its position to call for an emergency meeting this August and call for Africa to have its permanent representation. When this was reported by the media, instead of giving glory to Sierra Leone president or the people of Sierra Leone, or at least Africa as a whole, for the steps being taken by Africa, when BBC reported, when Al Jazeera reported, when CNN reported, when all Western media, Fox News, you name it, VOA reported it, they reported it that the United Nations General Assembly Secretary General has called for Africa to have representation. They reported it that UK has called for Africa to have representation. They reported it that America has called for Africa to have representation. Meanwhile, that is not the truth. When the East reported this, Russia and that of China, they reported it as it happens that the president of Sierra Leone has called for Africa to have a representation in the United Nations for the first time, the United Nations Security Council, because all this while it has always taken place in the United Nations General Assembly, which has no power. Because anything that the United Nations General Assembly says or put forward, it will be vetoed by the Security Council. I said this thing and I got attacked. First of all, you should understand one thing. Whoever you are, wherever you are in Africa, this is big for us because we have the presidency of the United Nations Security Council, but we do not have a permanent membership. And Sierra Leone used this particular presidency to advocate for the entire Africa. This is a win for us. They all listened to us and they all supported us. And why did they listen to us and why did they support us? Let me give you a brief history in case you don't know what is happening in global politics. The Sierra Leone president just underwent a failed coup. When the election was organized in Sierra Leone, the United States ambassador to Sierra Leone called him and told him that call the electoral commissioner to cancel the election results in Sierra Leone, because this election result, you shouldn't be the winner, because they know he was already the winner. He refused and told them that that would be a direct contravention of the constitution of Sierra Leone, and he did not do it. As a result of this, they went further to orchestrate a coup against him. You know, every country would always have people who would sell the country out. And there were few people in the country who sold the country out to the US. And so they pushed for the coup. The coup failed. When the coup failed, the president of Sierra Leone sent his foreign minister to Russia to meet with the Russian foreign ambassador, Sergei Lavrov. Putin supported this and said they will come to Sierra Leone and establish an embassy there. Because of this, the West saw, and they promised in giving Sierra Leone a nuclear plant. This would help to provide electricity for Sierra Leone, and that is Sierra Leone's biggest problem. And the moment Sierra Leone gets constant electricity, Sierra Leone will become a global player. They already know this. And as fast as possible, the US that has been sanctioning the officials in Sierra Leone, everybody in Sierra Leone rushed and said that, oh, we'll give you a $40 million as deposit so that you start the gas plant you have said you want to put forward. Meanwhile, the president of Sierra Leone tried to build a gas plant that they will receive gas from Nigeria and supply electricity. They have never supported this. They have never been behind this. But because of the coup failed, because of they realized that Sierra Leone has gone to Russia, and the moment Russia lands its leg in Sierra Leone, it's game over for them. And they need Sierra Leone. For the next 2 years, Sierra Leone is the biggest player in global politics. Take it or leave it. As a result of this, they have come close to Sierra Leone. And Sierra Leone used this advantage to go to the United Nations and call for African representation in the United Nations Security Council. And because Sierra Leone knows quite well the West or East would support him, The president knew quite well that they will support him. This is pure chess in global politics the president of Sierra Leone played. Take it or leave it. This is a win for Africa. And for Sierra Leoneans to call me on my phone, for Sierra Leoneans to send me message and tell me that what I'm saying is not sane and I should refrain from it. This is a praise to the president of Sierra Leone. Let me tell you, this is very good for Sierra Leone. Whether you like it or not, my platform is not a negative platform. My platform is a platform for the entire Africa, where I got to say things that happen to the benefit of Africa. And this step of the president of Sierra Leone is a good step for the improvement of Sierra Leone's image in the world, because all people know Sierra Leone for is war and Ebola. They have forgotten the role Sierra Leone played in global politics in the past. He tried to relieve this image, just like how Kufuor and Kofi Annan, when Kofi Annan was at the United Nations, how President Kufuor used that thing, leverage it, and make sure that he got global players, investors to come to Ghana and invest and establish tourism. That is the same thing the president of Sierra Leone has done for Sierra Leone. And for you to come to my platform and tell me garbage is heart-rendering as a Sierra Leonean. For you to send me messages as bad as this and threaten me is heart-rendering as a Sierra Leonean. Aren't you tired of hearing bad news about your country? Aren't you tired of the West stealing your progress? Western media not reporting what happened in your country? Do you still want to live this sick life of staying backward, of not wanting good representation in the world, of not being a global player? I am so